Hello and welcome to Gamers Remorse. Today we're going to be playing Voice of the Mummy. Voice of the Mummy is a game from 1971 made by Milton Bradley. The object of the game is for the players to earn the most gems while avoiding the dreaded mummy's curse. Players take turns rolling the dice to determine their movement. 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When a player lands at the base of a stairs, he has the option of moving up that turn, thus ending their movement. Other special options of stopping on a square are the red gems. Whenever a player stops on the eagle symbol where there is a red gem already, they can add it to their bank. The object again of the game is to obtain as many of these gems as possible before returning back to their corner. Before a player can, or any player can return back to their corner, the mummy in the middle must have its precious gem taken. When a player lands on the two-headed serpent location on either side of the mummy's sarcophagus, he is able to obtain both the green gem worth 5 red gems and the dreaded curse. The dreaded curse prevents a player from finishing the game. However, the dreaded curse can be given away to other players. It can be given away in 2 different ways. The first way is landing on a spot another player is at that same time, thus giving them the cursed spell. And the other option is by landing on the Pharaoh's head, playing the record, and then being told to give the spell to another player. When the player lands on a Pharaoh's head figure, they are able to press the mummy's lever and hear what the record has to say. The voice inside the record will tell you what you can do to move or what sort of gems you are either giving up or obtaining. In some situations, it just has you move around the board in various locations. The spell is worth -5 points, and the big green gem is worth 5 points. Each other red gem is worth 1 point apiece. When the player or players reach their corner of the given color, they are able to end the game. However, the player with the spell is never able to end the game. I think it's time to play Voice of the Mummy.
I'm Brian here to play Voice of the Mummy. Unknown fact, I've always wanted to study Egyptology from when I was like 5 until I was about 5.5. Except there's a period in there from when I was 5 to 5.5 that I did not want to study Egyptology at all. So this is kind of like living my never had childhood dream.
I'm Eric, here to play Voice of the Mummy, and as a fan of the Brendan Fraser hit, Mummy, I'm still gonna take this.
To the bank.
Hi, I'm Sean Howard. I'm here to review Voice of the Mummy, 1971 Milton Bradley cult classic. I am super excited to play that game and listen to some records, I guess. Let's do it. All right, let's roll to see who goes first. High roller gets to go first. 6.
1.
4.
Yeah.
I feel like since this is Gamers Remorse, and low roller should go first.
Wrong.
I tried.
All right. 1.
Speaking of ones.
I am the green player, by the way. I'm rolling a green die, and I have a green box. Put my jewel in the box.
Nailed it.
That's how we do it.
Unlike your measly 1, I'm gonna roll a 5.
Snap.
And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, it wouldn't land on you.
I know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna go up.
What happens if I land on Brian and he doesn't have jewels?
Then you get absolutely nothing.
Right.
And you're gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I could land on Blue and get nothing, or I could land on Brian and get nothing.
Yep.
I mean, I think we want to land on Brian, right?
I might box you in the eye.
I believe it's Horace. I have Horace on my side.
That is a
I
fact.
have this.
And
Yeah,
there's-
is yours a
it's a
god?
sphinx.
Mine's a god.
Mine's Sphinx, and I will ask you riddles.
Mine's a cat with a pretty sweet nose ring.
My god will smite your sphinx.
So will he?
So he's gonna be
And
smitten with the sphinx. Alright, so I rolled a 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Like how we just gave Sean the lower level to have his way with.
Well.
Well then.
5.
I hope I roll a 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're dead, dude.
I am no longer in this game. That giant rolling ball in the Temple of Doom has chased me out.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I might as well take a
you
jewel
might.
gem. So
2.
2 for
Ooh, 1, 2. So whenever you land on one of these, I don't even know what you call that.
Pharaoh heads.
King Tut head.
Sarcophagus
Things.
faces.
You
Did we
get to
ever
pull
flip
the
that?
Sarcopha-
lever. Thought we did.
Let's find out.
Take 1 jewel.
Don't you do it!
He did it.
Alright. Take 3 jewels what? If your fee can upload? That's what I heard. It's amazing. They're really up to date here. So 1, 2, 3.
You looting the top level.
Oh yeah. I'm going to make it so it's not worthwhile for someone to grab the jewel up
And
there.
currently that someone is there.
Your blood will be drained by the leeches of Limbo. Take 1 jewel or change your level.
I'm gonna take a jewel.
Just for funsies, you could have changed the level and taken
Oh, hindsight, you bleepity bleep.
Wow. I can
it. You can go back down. Or go on that thing.
where someone has already taken a jewel that I would have gotten.
You know. Don't
In
go
my
for the
defense,
top
it
level.
wasn't me.
Don't go for the top level then.
I'll go for some jewels for right now.
3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Always go for the sarcophagus.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no other option.
Here runs the river of glass. Its waves are sharp. Beware. Move up 1 level. This is Contact, where the spirits of the slain thirst for revenge. Run! Go up 1 level.
Go up 1 level.
4. So corner or 1, 2. Oh, buddy.
Oh, you're a
1, 2,
jerk.
3. Boom. I confront you and I'm like, Russell, Russell, punch, punch, taking a jewel from your bag.
Oh.
Take a jewel or change your level.
What?
Or Chupacabra? Is that?
I heard take a jewel or something happens.
Yeah.
I don't want something to happen, so I'm gonna take a jewel.
Alright.
the times.
Right. Move up one level.
Why couldn't...
Oh snap! I rolled a 1.
Now we
Oh,
flip
buddy.
the...
So we are halfway through. We just hit phase 2. So Sean is going to flip the record over to bring out an all-new random set of mummy encounters.
Vessel do not come here has captured you. As ransom, give 1 jewel to every opponent on your level.
That doesn't actually count because
If
I
I,
didn't
was on your
land
level,
on
I
the
would
mummy.
enforce it.
I am.
But since I'm not on your level,
I am.
I was just flipping the
I am.
When do you get a jewel from every opponent? It's not when you get this jewel, it's when you get back home, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So now it's a mad dash to figure out who can make it back to their corner first. Exactly.
Well, collecting jewels if you so desire.
Right.
Because if you can...
Well,
Never mind. I was going to say if you can collect 2 jewels rather than get back, that's better. But really, it's you got 1 for yourself and 1 for the other person.
Right.
So you'd have to get like 3 jewels to make it worth it. Unless...
You must pass the 3-headed invisible dog Hill, who guards Prince Haligo's palace. Go down 1 level.
Not as cool as I wanted it
Did
to
I
be.
hear invisible dog?
Have you tasted blood? If not, give 1 jewel to any 1 opponent.
Have you tasted blood?
I mean, this is a jewel, right? Who wants this?
I want it!
Did someone put it on frappe?
For those playing at home, the record just went crazy. I'll roll a 3. I actually did. I rolled a 3. Well, I just rolled a 3.
Oh, so you won.
Yeah.
So then every player gives you 1 jewel.
A precious jewel, to be precise.
oh, you're gonna need
sorry.
a knife and
That is so loud. Oh, that's why. It's not even rotating the thing.
Have a jewel, please.
no.
Alright, so let's count up how many jewels we have. So these cancel each other out.
Yep.
And I have 6. Holy smokes. You gave that guy a jewel. 2.
Yeah, I don't think my 1 really made a difference. I have 2 and a piece of cardboard.
I have 11.
Wow.
For what it's worth, you guys helped me with some of those.
There you go. Brian rocked face this time, so... So this was it Voice of the Mummy?
This was Voice of the Mummy.
This was Voice of the Mummy. What did everyone think? What do you think, Eric?
Simple. Very simple. Being an older game, I mean, there's not as much of the. I feel like the complexities that the games that today have, and it's very enjoyable just to go back to roots, essentially. So it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Short,
Very short.
but fun.
And we played it twice. I mean, we really tried to lengthen it, I think. And
Yeah.
it still ended incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I'm biased, but I enjoyed it. I mean, when you I think the voice aspect I mean, it's gimmicky, but that's what made it so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, do I land on a random thing, or do I land on a sarcophagus head? I'm totally landing on the sarcophagus head, because it's so fun. I mean, that also added to the theme, because it's, you know, you got stampede by bone-crushing elephants, and, you know, so it's like, it's adding this fun flair and flavor to it. It was very simple. It's a great late night, I don't feel like thinking game.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's also, I mean, being a classic, that brings its own. I mean, everyone loves, I shouldn't say everyone, cool people love vintage things. And so it's always fun being able to play a game that's older than you.
When was this, man?
The 80s.
The 80s?
No, 71.
I thought it was 78. I'm going to check it out. Keep reviewing that.
I'm going to bid 6 joules that it was 71.
Oh, snap. Are we talking units of energy, or...
We're talking plastic molded joules.
You were right, 71. Holy smokes. I thought it was 79. This is 71.
I may or may not have Googled it like an hour ago.
That is even more impressive to
Yeah.
me. Because I was honestly thinking, oh, okay.
You get a nickel for your bid, sir.
I was thinking Star Wars time frame. Okay, yeah, like I could picture that. Like we
Yeah,
could
I'm
pull
willing
this
to bet.
together.
I'm willing to bet. You know, I'm going to throw another 200 joules in on this. George Lucas was probably playing this game when he thought of Star Wars.
Probably. That's probably exactly right.
I feel like there's another
Franchise.
with a hat and whip that may have been a little more on target with this game than...
No. I actually talked to George. Good old Georgie and I go way back. And he actually was playing Space Invaders when he thought of Indiana Jones. So, I mean, most people get him confused, but I mean, you know, totally different.
Fair enough.
What are your thoughts on the game, Sean?
So again, we're gonna go back to my rubric. So, quality of components. All right, 71. Right? That blows me away. 1971. What was I doing? Oh, you know, didn't exist. So, I mean, there's that. So I didn't really have a whole lot going on then. So, quality of components again, I mean, this is really cool. I mean, yeah, it's basic. It's, what is it, styrofoam with a sticker on the top of it. But, I mean, it's kind of cool. You got your stand-up figures. Okay, they're only printed on one side. Okay. But, I mean, they serve their purpose. I mean, this is like the piece de resistance right here, where you have a little record in there, which I don't know if you guys can see this that well.
Dude, pull out the record, man.
Right. So I don't know if
For
you guys,
the record.
For the record. I don't know if you can see this well, but this record is actually plastic. It's a plastic disc. So instead of it being like a vinyl record, like I would think of, it's more like, do you remember that toy, you know, that had the little metal tin pieces that it would run over as a kid? You know what I'm talking about? That like the ding, 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 ding. Okay. Anyway, I was born in 81, so maybe I have more memories of crappy toys. I don't know. But I mean, that's kind of what it reminds me of. So this little piece moves right here. It's belt driven by this little tiny motor in here. And then you have a little reading device up here, which is really just like a plastic reader. Like, that blows my mind. So you have plastic on plastic making noise through plastic, which is why we get the weird tinny effect.
Which is
coming
really
out of
cool.
it.
I think that adds to it as well.
Right. It adds a creepy level to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
I
you're
heard
in a
that
mummy's
voice-
tomb.
Right. If I heard that voice while I was climbing around a mummy's tomb, I would be scared.
And when it tells you to go up a level, I'd go up a level.
Right. So anyway, I'm kind of blown away by 1971 and the level of quality here.
I can also tell you, as an expert, this is a genuine emerald.
That is incredible. This is actually ruby right here, and this emerald.
Dude, I got plastic. I don't. Not fair.
Yes.
I got ripped off.
Good balance of skill to luck. Okay, there was no skill in this game. There was a little bit of
You had
decisions.
to choose up, down, left, right. That's essentially it.
Right. BA star. But, I mean, you really had to kind of... I don't know. There were some decisions. Do you go after other players? Do you go right for the expensive jewel in the middle? I don't know. It was a lot of luck. It was roll, move, roll, move. You had two options. Do you go left or right?
Yep.
So I'm going to give that a 2. So we're at a 0 and a 2. The theme was absolutely there. The
Yeah.
record, it created almost a soundtrack for the game. In the background, you had different noises going on. You might have screeching of something, or elephants making weird noises, whatever. Maybe a dog barking in the background. We don't really know.
But it sounded like a three-headed, evil,
Yeah.
invisible dog.
Invisible dog. It was. I can hear invisibility, and that sounded precisely
Yeah.
what that sounds like. So the theme was absolutely there. So we got 0 for that. So we're at, 2 overall. Thrill versus competitive. I mean, it was kind of there. But the game was so fast that, like, I couldn't really get into, I don't know. Cool factor, absolutely, but...
It was hard to be competitive because of how fast it went. It's like,
How
if
fast
you want to
and-
catch them, it's like, oh, game over. What?
Right.
Well, between how fast it went and how few options you had,
Yeah.
you could be like, I'm gonna land on you and steal your gem, and you just don't roll what's needed.
Right. What's really crazy is I think there's about 30 tracks on either side of the record, and we don't hear more than 4 or 5
Yeah.
of them. So this is a game that I would just sit here and just keep clicking the button, listening to all of the tracks, trying to memorize what they're saying. So I don't know. I guess I give it a 1 for that because I kind of felt a sense of urgency in the end. But other than that, I don't know. And was it fun? Yeah, I had fun. So I'll give it a 1 for that. So overall, I think that's a rating of a 4. So I'd give it a 4. What did you give it?
I didn't give it anything yet.
Okay.
Um,
What would you give it?
But I would probably... I really enjoyed this game, let's be honest. I don't know why I enjoyed it, honestly. Like, I rolled a dice and moved in a direction. If I did that on a 2-dimensional board with no theme and no awesome record, I don't think I'd have enjoyed it as much.
Right.
So I think there's some aspect of pushing the lever, hearing something, responding to it that made it enjoyable.
Right.
And so despite how this could have been a terrible game, I really enjoyed it. Which adds to the enjoyment factor, that shock of, wow, I enjoyed this.
Right.
So I'm going to give it a 3, shockingly.
Nice.
Um,
I'm glad you like this.
yeah.
Very cool. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say, yeah. I mean, it was simple. It was fun. It was like,
Man, the sound effects just keep going. Stupid 3-headed dog.
I thought I left that area.
Yeah.
You guys are still in there. I made it out. I know what you're talking about.
Right.
It was simple. It was fun. I feel like, as a kid, I don't know what the recommended ages for this game
7 to
was.
14.
7 to 14. I feel
Maximum 14.
Fortunately, I'm only 14.
I think
There you
I'm
go.
doubling that. But I feel like, like as a kid, this would be a perfect, slumber party kind of
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Because dim lights or flashlights when you're playing it and just creating your own ambiance of it. I think maybe had we done that, it'd be terrible to shoot that way, but had we done that or been able to play it as kids like that, I think the enjoyment factor would be a lot higher, just with the excitement and everything. But I'd probably give it 3.5.
Nice. Is that better than Fireball Island? I think it may have been.
I think it might
Fireball
be.
Island was... No, Fireball Island was 3.1.
3.1, okay.
Yeah.
So, not quite Fireball Island status, but we're no
Right.
marbles.
But that's kind of what I expected. I mean, this isn't quite Fireball Island to me. I mean,
Now,
it's a
if
great vintage game.
Fireball Island had sound effects, that game would have been a 1.
That would have been pretty cool. So, fun fact for you at home, this game is actually $250 internet value right now.
Or $3 at a garage sale.
Right. If you can find it. I mean, that's...
With the actual pieces.
Right. Right. So that would be the difficulty there. But I mean, Fireball Island's like, what, 120? So, I mean, still, I think I'd buy Fireball Island over this one, but it's still a really good game. I mean,
Yeah.
for vintage games, I liked it.
So what about you guys? Have you guys played Voice of the Mummy? If so, tell us what you thought. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Are we idiots? Let us know in the comments below.
All right. Thank you guys very much. Tune in next time.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Life is a mystery. We'll rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo!